Antaha asti prarambha. The ending marks the new beginning. Our bodies are gardens, our wills are gardeners. In the words of William Shakespeare, a very good evening, Shubh Sandhya, to all the dignitaries present on the dais, off the dais, esteemed faculty members, dear students. I slept yesterday and woke up today. I, Dr. Kavya Chandel, a neophyte into Legum Academite, heartily, profoundly welcome you all on this valedictory session of this international conference on convergence of health exploring legal and medical perspective. After the tormenting and traumatizing effect of the pandemic, it was a need of the hour to address the global paradigm of the healthcare system. I warmly and profoundly extend the heartfelt welcome to our honorable dignitaries. Chief guest for today's event is Emeritus Professor Dr. C.M. Zariwala, sir. Sir, Dean Academics Ramanohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow. Retired Honorable Justice B.D. Naqvi, sir, as a guest of honor. Professor Abdul Rahman Khan, sir, Control of Examination, Integral University, Lucknow, campus. Professor Dr. Bajamul Sak, Dean Academics, Research and Development, Integral University, Lucknow. Dr. Seema Siddiqui Ma'am, Head of Department, Faculty of Law, Integral University, Lucknow. Now, I would request Arisha to kindly present the token of gratitude to the chief guest, Emeritus Professor Dr. C.M. Zariwala, sir, Dean Academics, Ramanohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow. A huge round of applause. Please present the token of freshness to Professor Abdul Rahman Khan, sir, Control of Examination, Integral University, Lucknow. Now, I would like to request Akriti to kindly present the token of remembrance to Professor Dr. Bajahul, sir, Dean Research and Development. A huge round of applause for sir. Now, I would like to request Saleha to kindly present the token of appreciation to Dr. Seema Siddiqui Ma'am, Head of Department, Faculty of Law, Integral University, Lucknow. Thank you, students. Thank you, esteemed dignitaries. I am inexplicable to tell how contented and privileged I feel to be the part of this international conference. There were approximately around 170 participants participated from all across the country, comprising 4 technical sessions. Integral University represents conglomeration of cultures and diversified global expansions. This year, I am told that the research papers of high caliber, integrity, and pertinent views has been shared by academicians, research scholars, and students from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Kutch to Arunachal Pradesh. The one-day international conference has given an everlasting imperative impact and ponderance of emotions and recommendations to the government, academicians, research scholars, and citizens of the country. In realm of the healthcare system, I am certain it would give a lot of teeth to an effort which has been undertaken by the academicians, research scholars, and students. It would bring a drastic change in the perception of legal and medical sciences. Now, moving ahead, with equal pleasure now, I would like to invite the beacon of light and a strong force behind this international conference, Dr. Seema Siddiqui Ma'am, Head of Department, Faculty of Law, Integral University, Lucknow. Without her guidance and relentless support, the international conference would not be made successful. I would request ma'am to kindly come on the dais. Thank you so much, ma'am. A huge round of applause.
Thank you, Kavya. Great is the art of the beginning, but greater is the art of ending. A very good evening to our distinguished and honorable guests, respected faculty members, diligent students, and all those present here today. It is with immense pleasure that I, Dr. Seema Siddiqui, in the capacity of the Head of Law Integral University, extend a heartfelt welcome to each one of you to the valedictory session of the International Conference on Convergence of Health, exploring legal and medical perspectives. Before we proceed further, let's take a moment to appreciate the concerted efforts of those who have dedicated themselves tirelessly to bring this conference to fruition. Let me first acknowledge the presence of some of our eminent guests, and it is indeed my and obviously the entire faculty of law's pleasure to have among us the chief guest of the valedictory session, Professor Dr. C.M. Zariwala, sir. Emeritus Professor, Dean Academics, RML NLU, and my entire guide, my godfather, I would say, in the legal academics. Professor Zariwala sir is the Chairman of the International Conference on Convergence of Health, explore legal and medical perspectives. the administration of the hospitals. Nothing more than that. Whereas health is far beyond the administration of the hospitals. And that we, at the valedictory session, we have come to a conclusion that there are various aspects. And in the entire research, the entire analysis, what we have found is that none of the fields, be it the medicine, be it the law is operative in all the fields, but the medicine cannot be operative without law. It has to be converged. It has to come at a focal point. Through keynote speeches, panel discussions, and interactive sessions, we have not only exchanged knowledge but also forged meaningful connections and collaborations. As we come to the end of this conference, let us carry forward the insights gained and the connections made, fueling our collective efforts to create a brighter, more equitable future in healthcare. Thank you to all our distinguished guests, esteemed speakers, dedicated organizers, and enthusiastic participants for making this conference a resounding success. There is an end to everything, but we believe that that there would be never an end, but always a beginning. So let us remember that while this conference may be ending, it marks the beginning of the new ideas, collaborations, and opportunities for growth. Let us carry forward the knowledge and insights gained here to create a better future for healthcare, guided by the principles of law and medicine. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. It would not be possible without your effort. Now, with equal pleasure, I would like to invite Professor Wahajul Huq sir, Dean Research and Development at Integral University, Lucknow. Sir has joined the university after his retirement from Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow, as a chief scientist and head medicinal and process chemistry division. Professor Bahajul Haq sir is a medicinal chemist and his area of research comprises design and synthesis of pesticides and small molecules of therapeutic significance. He has obtained PhD in the year 1989 from University of Lucknow and started his career as a scientist at Medicinal Chemistry Division, Central Drug Research Institute, Lucknow. Sir has also served the institute in various capacities till his retirement. During his service tenure, he has taken several research assignments abroad at Department of Chemistry, University of Arizona, USA, Beckman Research Institute, Zurich, CA, USA, Ferring Peptide Production, AB, Malmo, Sweden, Youngstown State University, USA. Professor Hutt, sir, has published more than 140 papers in peer-reviewed scientific journal and has 35 patents to his credit. Sir has guided 16 PhD students and managed research grants from government funding and industry-sponsored funding. Sir, we would like to have you on the dais. Thank you so much, sir. A huge round of applause for sir.
Very good afternoon to all the persons present in the hall, and thank you very much for a very elaborated introduction. Esteemed guests on the dais and my colleagues and students in the hall. It has been a new experience for me today to be associated with this wonderful conference integrating the law and medical or medicine practice in India. I think the initiative of today's conference has a far-going consequences for the benefit of society and improvement of quality of life in India. And this will be a landmark, event for opening a new chapter in this subject, and also because I deal with the research and development activities, I believe that today's deliberation and interaction will certainly come up with the new ideas for PhDs and some sponsored project for the study and culminated into a research activities in new areas. I would like to congratulate the organizers, Professor Naseem Saab, Seema, and other his team for a meticulous organizing the conference, and extend my heartfelt thanks to the guests and participants for the conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the thought provoking discussion. Now, I am extremely delighted to invite Dr. Sadaf Khan Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Law, Integral University, to present the report for this international conference.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good evening to all present here. I, Dr. Sadaf Khan, in the capacity of faculty convener of this event, feel honored to take this opportunity to give a brief report of the international conference on the theme Convergence of Health, Exploring Legal and Medical Perspectives. Firstly, I welcome our esteemed guest on the dais, Chief Guest Professor C.M. Jariwala Sir, Dean Academics, RMNLU, Guest of Honor, Honorable Justice B.D. Naqvi Sir, Special Guest Professor Abdul Rahman Sir, Controller of Examination, Integral University, Professor Wahajul Haq Sir, Dean Research and Development, Integral University, Dr. Seema Siddiqui, Head, Faculty of Law, Integral University. The conference aims to bridge the gap between the realms of law and medicine. One of the key focuses of the conference was the exploration of the ethical and legal implications of medical advancement. This conference facilitates a holistic understanding, ensuring that legal framework adapt to support and regulate innovations in the medical field. Once the theme of the conference was finalized, and organizing committee started reaching out to colleges, scholars, academicians, and industry experts for their research paper. More than 400 participants were registered for the conference across all over the country and also international participants. This showcases a strong interest in the subject matter. This significant turnout indicates the relevance and importance of the conference within the community. A total of 135 abstracts were submitted for consideration, reflecting a diverse range of topics and research interest within the field. Out of 112 were selected for presentation at the conference. The rigorous selection process ensured that only high quality research and innovation ideas were showcased during the event. The chief guest for the conference was Professor Dr. Ved Kumari Ma'am, Honorable Chief Chancellor, National Law University, Odisha. Special guests for the conference were Professor Shikhar Ranjan, Sir Legal Advisor, Medical Council of India, Dr. Kritika Khanejo, Tech Legal Head, WHO Geneva, Switzerland, and Dr. Gulfam Ahmed Hashmi, Deputy Director, Health Service Delivery and Human Resource for Health, New Delhi. They were accompanied by Chief Patron W. Akhtar Sir, Chancellor, Founder Chancellor, Integral University, Patron Dr. Syed Nadeem Akhtar Sir, Pro Chancellor, Integral University, and Professor Javed Masarra Sir, Vice Chancellor, Integral University. Co-patrons Professor Mohammad Haris Siddiqui Sir, Registrar, Integral University, Syed Fauzan Akhtar Sir, Executive Director, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Integral University. The conference was started with the welcome address by Professor Dr. Naseem Ahmed, Dean, Faculty of Law, Integral University, followed by address by Honorable Chief Guest, Special Guest, Patrons, and Co-Patrons. The conference souvenir was released by Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Chief Guest, and all the dignitaries present on the dais. Honorable Pro-Chancellor, Legal University honored the Chief Guest and the Guest of Honor with a token of appreciation in the form of a memento. The vote of thanks was presented by Dr. Mirza Junaid Beg, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Law, Integral University. The theme finalized for the conference were divided into 4 technical sessions, and these technical sessions were chaired by Dr. Abha Chandra, Dean Faculty of Health and Medical Sciences, Integral University, Professor Wahajul Haq Sir, Dean Research and Development, Integral University, Professor Dr. Sanoba Mir Ma'am, HOD Department of Biosciences, Ms. Manjri Chandra, Director, Rashtriya Raksha University, Lucknow, Dr. Neeraj Kumar, Assistant Professor, Rashtriya Raksha University, Lucknow, and Professor Tariq Mahmood Sir, Professor, Department of Pharmacy, Integral University, Dr. Manzoor Khan, Faculty of Law, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Law, and Dr. Uzma, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Law. The successful completion of the paper presentation marked the beginning of the valedictory session, which began with the welcome address by Dr. Seema Siddiqui, Head of the Department, Faculty of Law, Integral University. The valedictory session is presided over by our chief guest, Professor Dr. C.M. Jariwala Sir, Dean Academics, Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, and guest of honor, Honorable Justice B.D. Naqvi Sir, Professor Dr. Abdul Rahman Sir, Controller of Examination, Integral University, Professor Wahajul Haq Sir, Dean Research and Development. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. A huge round of applause to all the participants who have participated in this international conference. Now it's a time to give accolades to all the participants who has been selected for the Best Paper Presenter Award. I would like to request respected Emeritus C.M. Zariwala Sir to kindly present the Best Paper Presenter Award to Satish Chandra, NIMS, Jaipur. Do we have Satish Chandra? I would request Satish Chandra to kindly come forward. A huge round of applause. Now, I would like to request Retired Honorable Justice B.D. Naqvi Sir to kindly present the Best Paper Presenter Award in the category of research to Mansi Shukla from Banasthali University. I would request Mansi to kindly come forward. A huge round of applause. Mansi Shukla from Banasthali Vidyapeeth University, Rajasthan. Now it's a time to invite the third paper presenter, Best Paper Presenter, Gibran and Saria. Do we have Gibran and Saria from Indian University, Lucknow, as the Best Paper Presenter Award? I would request Rajahul Sir to kindly present the Best Paper Presenter Award to Gibran and Saria from Integral University, Lucknow. A huge round of applause to all the participants. Now, moving ahead in the furtherance of the event, I am extremely elated to invite the guest of honor, Retired Honorable Justice B.D. Naqvi Sir. Sir has practiced in the legal field for 5 long years. Sir was the second topper in the 1984 PCSJ batch. Sir has also served in UP State Judiciary in different capacities for 3 decades. Sir has delivered lectures in various disciplines of law in Aligarh Muslim University as a law faculty. Sir has also served as a guest lecturer in Judicial Training Institute, Lucknow, Judicial Training Research Institute, Lucknow. Sir is an avid golfer and has won several chess and bridge championship among the state officers meet. I would request Sir to kindly come on the dais. A huge round of applause for Sir.
बात करनी मुझे मुश्किल ऐसी तो न थी, बात करनी मुझे मुश्किल ऐसी तो न थी, तेरी महफिल जैसी अब ऐसी तो न थी। Honorable CM, Professor Bahar Sahab, Professor Abdul Rahman Sahab, Dr. Sima Siddiqui, Professor Naseem Sahab, and my boys, girls, and the staff of this university. It's my proud privilege to be here to hear something in this international conference, which was organized to give a perspective of the convergence of law and science. Of course, law's own role to regulate society, and the medical science gives comfort to the whole society. But the convergence of two is very important. If we have to go forward, we have to move with the time. If we move to the world with this world, then naturally we have to see the different dimensions of science as well as law. I've participated in many fields. I've tried many things in life, in sports, in politics, and naturally in the courts. What I want to enlighten you on some area, because you are a young man, young girls, you are evolving, you have to serve society in future. So something special you should have. What Lord Baker said. He said some books are to be read, some are to be chewed, and some are to be swallowed. My dear boys and girls, you should be passionate in reading, and you should be hunger for knowledge. If you want to make your place in society in this growing world. This world is a competing world. You have to see many dimensions. Never commit yourself any philosophy of life. You should see beyond every philosophy. Make yourself independent to entertain any idea, any new idea that will give you an impetus and fresh knowledge every day, every time. So it's a Google word. If you want to know, you're free to know. I've visited US and some countries in the world. What I found special in the US, that language are free to entertain you every time, every city. Something very special in US. US has got a lot of universities. When I visited a university, I thought I should have been here. I should have studied. Gosh. But naturally, this desire has not to be fulfilled. But my younger generation, my younger boys can do it. Now let's talk about, in a little time, the convergence of law and science. It was year 1985. My father was an advocate. He threw a paper before me and asked, read it, and left. Then I read about the American case. What was that case? There was a very good family in US. One lady, two children, husband, and one more, a paramour of the lady. After the marriage of 7-8 years, that paramour claimed that he filed a case in the court that these children belongs to me. I'm the father of these two children of this lady. The court gave a notice to the lady and asked, what do you say? This gentleman claims that he has fathered these kids, the children. Lady refused it. Now, my husband is the father. Naturally, it was natural answer. Then that gentleman still insisted that no, no, I am the father. Then the court sent appellate of all the three persons and the children for a hall test. At the time, there was a hall test was a foolproof test for the paternity. Hall test. That the blood was sent and the report. What the report came, that was very interesting. Report disclosed that one of the baby belonged to paramour and another one belonged to our father. That was the first legal medical case in the legal history of US. Then again, the court summoned that lady. That report was put before the lady. Now what do you say? What do you say? What is said about this report? Then that lady confessed. Yes. She said, there is a possibility. There is a possibility. He said that, yes, my paramour had come at 7 o'clock in the evening. When he disappeared, then my husband came. So there is a possibility. Now you can understand this case. Then one child was given to the paramour and the one was left to the husband. That was the very first case in the legal history. I think this case naturally enlightened you on the dimensions of the science and medical science. Another case which I would like to mention you, that case is from Sri Lanka, and that case is important in relation to the circumstantial evidence. I think it is one of the best cases which I have read so far in my knowledge, in my experience. What was that case? In Sri Lanka, in one town, 2 deaths occurred in a similar circumstances. Two deaths occurred in a hospital, or one in the house. So there was something. The police was suspicious how and both the persons, both the deceased, one was woman and one was man. They died after coma. The man was in coma for 45 days, and the lady was in coma for 42 days. Police was suspicious. Police tried to investigate. Then the one girl gave a clue, one clue that my father had some link with the nurse in the hospital. And naturally, you will follow that the nurse husband also died, and the girl's mother died. So police started investigating the case, and the police collected an evidence, and you will surprised to know that anti-diabetic pill was delivered to both the deceased with some intervals. Then the police collected the evidence from where the anti-diabetic pill was purchased, and the police examined 68 witnesses. 68 witnesses were examined, and the court convicted the husband of that lady and that nurse that they had a conspiracy to kill their life partners. You can understand it. So that was the case. So what I want to say that after learning these cases, you have to be meticulous in learning knowledge, the law of evidence, the forensic science, and that way you have to you have to claim the knowledge. And once you just read it, always remember that you have to remember it, you have to memorize it for the whole life. Only then you can prove your worth in society. My dear children, I say all the best to you for your career. And I'm really thankful for the university staff who invited me on this conference. And it's my pleasure to share dice with Srivala Sahab and the Dr. Abdul Rahman, with all the legal fraternity of this institute. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for the thought-provoking discussion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we really get this kind of opportunity to listen to the words of great personality. Today, we have Emeritus Professor Dr. C.M. Zariwala, sir, Dean Academics, Ramanohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow, who has over 30 years of teaching experience, including Sir has been the member of Environmental Law Commission, Switzerland. Sir has also been the member of International Council of Environmental Law, Germany. Sir has also been the member of General Council of Ramanohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow. Sir, it's a great privilege to have you on the dais. I would request you, sir, to kindly come on the dais. A huge round of applause for sir.
Honorable Justice, Nadvi Sahib, Professor Rahman, Professor Haq, the Dean, Faculty of Law, Naseem Sahib, Seema Siddiqui, Head of Department, learned participants, faculty members, and dear students. When Seema invited me, I thought that, I have to give some experience of Banaras of 1977, when for the first time we introduced environmental law and medical law. Environmental law survived, but medical law could not be carried on because nobody wanted to teach medical law. So I thought that I'll be coming here as a student of law, and the Dean and the Seema Siddiqui, they gave me a great responsibility to be chief guest. This first time in my life, I have accepted as a chief guest. This is the first time, I think, in the country where we are deliberating on not just a medical law and legal literature, but you have extended the area to international regime. None of the universities they have extended this regime. Now, when we say international regime, then we have to see what is happening outside the country. some of the countries like Singapore, South Korea, Netherlands, Sweden, they are most healthy countries in the world. Unfortunately, India doesn't come in the 25 top countries. And therefore, when we are deliberating today on medicine and law, we have to find out what these countries, they are developed countries, they have done for the interaction of medicine and law, and how and why they are progressing, why India is lagging behind. That's the main question. Now, the second aspect for the consideration of the learned participants is the medical law constitutional crisis. Seema has pointed out on this problem. Those developed countries which I have named, whether they are federal or they are unitary, there the power is given to parliament, and parliament successfully pass medical laws and control medical practices, malpractices. But in India, we find that parliament is not given any power in this regard. The entire power is given to the state legislature, that is entry 6, list 2, and also in the concurrent power, small power, with respect to education, medical education and medical profession. Therefore, parliament has to depend on the state request. Now, if you see the history of Transplantation Act, Human Transplantation Act, there parliament has passed, no doubt about it, but parliament initially passed on the request of the 3 states only. Later on, other states also joined. There are many states which have not accepted the umbrella legislation. And therefore, we have to think, where the power should be, whether you want to include in the list 1 or list 3. That is a question I think the learned participant may discuss. Second aspect that I find is the medical jurisprudence of negligence. Now, negligence is a subject which has created difficulty for the judiciary. Now, when you see the Bolan case and then Bodit case, or when you come to Lakshman case, to Javad's case, James case, then you find that, we have not laid down any standard for the medical negligence. And therefore, each time you find there is a soft approach of the court or very hard approach of the court, and therefore we have to prescribe certain standard which the judiciary will adopt. When we talk about the negligence, then the question of compensation also comes. Compensation right from 1 lakh rupees to Balveer Jawan's court imposed 11 crore rupees as a compensation. Now we have to rationalize it. We have to standardize it so that, the medical institution, the medical service provider, they do not run from the business. This is one aspect that we have to see when we are talking about the negligence. Now, when we say negligence, then we have followed for 150 years Royal versus Fletcher, the strict liability principle. Now, is it possible for us in the medical negligence to bring in absolute liability, which was laid down by the Supreme Court in N.C. Mehta, or we call it Oleum League case? That is another problem that you have to see. Third problem that I see is the corruption jurisprudence which is entering in the profession. Corruption jurisprudence in the sense that the government hospital, the doctors, they are practicing in the private hospital also. Now the pharmaceutical company, they are bribing the doctors, the hospitals, so that they can purchase their medicine at a reasonable rate, and they can enjoy the benefit of going outside the country or having the seminars and all these things. And therefore, what control we can bring in this the government always telling the private institution, the pharmaceutical institution, that they are going to bring control, but we have not brought any control, and therefore the doctors, they are enjoying that position. How we have to control and bring the healthy environment in the medical library. The third aspect that I want to suggest is the balance which is created between the judiciary and consumer forum. Judiciary and consumer forum. So when you see judiciary is also finding difficulty. They have also found difficulty when they are handling the environment cases, and they have said that the environment code must be established. Now, so far as judiciary is concerned, their negligence and their matter of finances, matter of evidences are there, and therefore it is very difficult for them. So should we have a medical court to decide the cases which are coming up, or the judiciary instead of the consumer forum, because consumer forum is large cases are taken up by the consumer forum. But you find when you see the report of the consumer forum, they are not able to do justice with the medical cases, and therefore the problem is that how we can solve the problem. That is another problem. Now, third problem which I find is the 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 tension which you find between the patient and the doctors and the institution. Now, when the Act provides negligence and then negligence judgment is coming up, or there is a bargain between the patient and the hospital, large number of cases are there. I was told that there is a bargaining instead of the coming to the judiciary. Now we have many cases which are coming up so far as the violence in the hospital. Now, violence in the hospital, so far as Uttar Pradesh is concerned, the act is there, but it has not been properly implemented. And therefore, those who are having damaging the property, damaging the important instrument of the hospital, they are setting the material, setting the compensation matter outside the court, because they don't want to see that their hospital is big name, and therefore this is a problem which we have to see and solve the problem. Now, what I see today, that we have large number of hospitals we are establishing day after day. How many doctors are there in the country? Now, we have, for example, when you go to the nursing centers, nursing education centers, there are fraud centers which are coming up. And about 523 centers were banned by the Uttar Pradesh government from Uttar Pradesh. Now, same thing is there in large number of hospitals which are not recognized. They are not performing the function which should have been performed by the function. And therefore, medical services, which were considered as the God services, they are not able to perform. Jola Sahab doctors are there and they are earning a lot. Now we have to think about going to the rural area also, because the international we are thinking about the national, and now we have to think about the rural area also. Think about the people who are living in the villages. They are just depending on the Jola Chap doctor or doctors who are not trained in the hospital. Now, these are some of the aspects that I wanted to share, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. It has been the matter of great reverence and veneration to listen to your insightful views. Now, as we embark on the journey, it's a time to invite Dr. Seema Siddiqui ma'am to kindly present the conference memento to respected CM Zariwala sir, Emeritus Professor CM Zariwala sir. A huge round of applause. Now, I would like to ask and present the retired Justice B.D. Naqvi sir to be presented. Now, I would like to request ma'am to kindly present it to Wajahul Haq sir. A huge round of applause. Now, I would like to request Examination Controller, respected Professor Abdul Rahman sir, to kindly present it to Dr. Seema Siddiqui ma'am. A huge round of applause. Now it's a time for awarding of the University Memento. I would like to request CM Zariwala sir to kindly come forward. I would like to request the Examination Controller to please present the University Memento to CM Zariwala sir, Emeritus Professor CM Zariwala sir. Now, I would like to request Bahajul Haq sir to kindly present the University Memento to retired Justice B.D. Naqvi sir. A huge round of applause. Thank you so much, esteemed dignitaries. Now it's the time to invite Dr. Manzoor Khan sir for the vote of thanks.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks. Good evening, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers, faculty members, delegates, and dear participants. On behalf of the Faculty of Law and Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Integral University, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the distinguished dignitaries, esteemed guests, participants, and organizers for their invaluable contribution to the success of the International Conference on Convergence of Health, exploring legal and medical perspectives. We are deeply honored and privileged to have the blessings of our Chief Patron, Professor Syed Wasim Akhtar sir, Founder and Honorable Chancellor of the Integral University, and the eminent presence of the Professor Dr. Syed Naseem Akhtar sir, Honorable Pro-Chancellor. And also we are deeply grateful for the guiding light of all the academic ventures of the Integral University, Professor Javed Musarrat sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor. We are obliged by the presence of our co-patrons, Mr. Syed M. Fawzan Akhtar sir, Executive Director, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Mr. Syed Adnan Akhtar sir, Executive Director, Department of International Affairs, and Professor Dr. Muhammad Haris Siddiqui sir, Registrar of the Integral University. We express our sincere appreciation and thanks to the Chief Guest of the Valedictory session, Dr. C.M. Zariwala sir, Emeritus Professor, Dean Academics, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, National Law University, Lucknow, for sharing the invaluable knowledge and experiences with us. Sir, thank you so much. We are also immensely grateful to the guest of honor, retired Honorable Justice B.D. Naqvi sir, for his valuable experiences shared as per his practical knowledge of law. We express our sincere gratitude to the Chief Guest of the inaugural session, Professor Ved Kumari ma'am, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the National Law University, Odisha, for her insightful remarks, sharing her amicable and profound knowledge with us. We are equally grateful to our special guest, Dr. Shikhar Ranjan sir, Director, Asian African Legal Consultative Organization, and Dr. Kritika Khanijo, Technical Officer, Legal, Public Health, Law and Policies Units, Health Promotion Department, World Health Organization, for their invaluable contributions and expert insights shared during the conference sessions. We express our appreciation to the Dr. Gulfan Ahmad Hashmi sir, Director, Health System Transformation Platform, for enlightening us with the knowledge of the medical sciences. We would like to express our sincere thanks to the Professor Abdul Rahman Khan sir, COE Integral University, for his gracious presence from his busy schedule. We extend our sincere gratitude to the Professor Dr. Abha Chandra ma'am, Dean Faculty of Law, Dean Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, Dr. Syed Bilal Hassan, Deputy Medical Superintendent, IIMSR, Integral University, for the collaboration and chairing the technical session first of the international conference. We all express our heartfelt thanks to the Professor Bahajul Haq Sir, Dean Research and Development, Professor Dr. Mir Sanobar Shabnam Ma'am, Integral University, for chairing the technical session second. Our sincere thanks to Mrs. Manjari Chandra, Director, Rashtriya Raksha University, Dr. Nirmal Kumar, Assistant Professor, Rashtriya Raksha University, for chairing the technical session third. We express our sincere gratitude to the Professor Dr. Tariq Mahmood Ansari Sir, Professor, Department of Pharmacy, Integral University, and Dr. Arpita Kapoor Ma'am, Head of Nawal Foundation, Lucknow, for chairing the technical session 4. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to our respected Dean, Professor Dr. Naseem Ahmed Sir, for their unwavering support and guidance, steering us towards excellence. And also our Head of the Department, Dr. Seema Siddiqui Ma'am, for her dedication and leadership that leads to the success of the international conference. अगर मैं इन सब की तारीफ करने के बाद मैनेजिंग कमेटी और दूसरी कमेटीज का शुक्रिया अदा ना करूं तो ये उनके साथ इनजस्टिस होगा. So I would like to say thanks, special thanks to the managing committee, organizing committee, core committee, organizing committee of the students, volunteers, and supporting staff for their tireless efforts in planning and executing this conference seamlessly. Last but not least, our sincere appreciation also goes out to all the participants for their active engagement, thought-provoking discussions, and valuable contributions. Your enthusiasm and commitment to advancing knowledge and understanding in the field of health and law have been truly inspiring. Your active engagement have been instrumental in making this conference a resounding success. As we conclude this enriching experience, let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration and continue our efforts towards creating positive change in the realm of health and law. Thank you once again for your dedication and support. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request esteemed dignitaries, faculty members, and dear students to kindly stand for the national anthem as a mark of respect. I would request the technical
Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkal, Vanga, Vindhya, Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga, Ujjala, Jaladhi, Taranga. तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तब जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता.